Good morning, folks. Today's little mission is going to involve the use of Louie the dump truck here, my John Deere 331 compact track loader, and an attachment that I don't even have yet. So I'm going to go borrow one from a friend and hopefully make this job a little bit easier. But for now, I need to finish getting the tailgate here off of Louie.
Dig Drive DIY.
Needless to say, I'm not going to do it this way again, but I got to get it out of there. All right, the plan is to lift the tailgate up straight with the backhoe, then I'll release the tailgate latches right here and hopefully the bottom will swing out. I'm going to load it backwards just because I don't know how tippy it'll be without the bucket. Okay, I got the compact track loader all chained down, ready to go. Gonna roll over there and see if I can hook onto this thing. Well, we're here. We're gonna go talk to Mitchell. How's it going today?
Good, how are you?
Real good. Just showed up at Top Timber Tree Service, is that right?
Yep.
Mitchell?
Mitchell.
You know, I've been two places this week, Mitchell, and they've both had nicer buildings than mine. What's the deal? That's a nice looking shop.
Yeah.
What size is it?
60 by 80.
60 by 80, and that's exactly what I want to build. So I'm going to take a tour and check it out and see how badly I need to build one.
You're gonna want one.
Yeah. So you got a grapple here, and Mitchell's been kind enough to offer it up to see if I wanted to try it out and see if it works. I've never had a grapple before on a big machine, so we'll get it unloaded and check it out. All right, well, let's see if it works. I got a different approach to get in here now. Thanks for the experiment.
Yeah.
We'll give her a try and see how it does.
Yeah.
Get her patched up. Well, here it is, a new day already. And I've got this grapple back home in front of the shop, and it needs a little welding before I can use it. I don't know if I showed that very well. So on both sides, it's got a crack right here, and it's completely broke through. Actually, the way it's sitting right now and the way I have it chained down, it's pulling it tight together. So I'm going to try to weld this side without moving it because it's about perfect, but I do need to grind out that weld. This other side is still separated a little bit. You can see the bare metal. Hasn't been broke too long, but I'm going to try to weld that up as best I can, and then we'll go try this out. It's a little windy out here to be welding with a gas welder, but see how far apart it is now that I've taken the pressure off of it. Let's see if I can push it together. I finally got it pressed back together. I'm going to grind it as best I can like that. All right, I got that ground up the best I could with that cylinder in place. I think I'm going to weld that. That's not the most fantastic job in the world, but might hold. Now I'm going to see if I can pop that cylinder off and weld the top bit. It really needs to be taken apart and rebuilt. There's no way a weld is going to hold what should be solid 3/4 inch steel. This gusset here isn't really doing anything. It needs to be beefed up from here back, like put a gusset on here probably. If I had more time, that's probably what I do and what I might do in the future. If this holds up today, I could build some better support. All right, here's the other side. It's got a pretty big gap in there. You know, the proper way to do this is take it all apart, V it all out, weld it, reinforce it. But if I can patch it together and get one use out of it today, then Maybe I'll try to reinforce it. I really need a 220 welder. I need a heavier welder. So this little 110 welder only has a duty cycle of 20%, which I think means that 20% out of 1 minute you can be welding, which that would be like 12 seconds. I think you're only supposed to weld for like 12 seconds, then you're supposed to let it cool. So I need a bigger welder, but I've done a lot of work with this little guy. Well, I got it welded up. Not the prettiest. I don't know if you can appreciate how brave it is to show your welds on the internet, especially when they're not that good. Can't all be superstar welders, but some of us are able to get by. So that's what I'm hoping for today. I'm finally ready to head out. Have I mentioned where I'm going yet? I'm going to another one of my cousins. It's fitting, right? All right, we have arrived here at my cousin's place, Lauren and her husband Craig, and they've had, unfortunately, a big white oak tree that died right here next to their house. And you should have seen the size of this tree beforehand. It was a monster, and it's such a shame to see these die when they go down. All right, I got the truck sitting at the end of the driveway. This is gonna be an extra high reach because the driveway's so low and it climbs up. So my brother-in-law Caleb has actually done the tree work here, and he and Maddie have got it down to just like a 15-foot pole that's left. And we're gonna start cleaning up some of this smaller limbs and debris, try to get this gathered up. And I wanna see if I can get these put in the truck. So that's gonna be a pretty good trick. So the game plan is to gather up the small stuff first, put it in the bottom of the truck, line the bed, and then we'll see if we can pick up some of these monsters. I don't know, I'm worried about tipping over. I'm really nervous about being too heavy up top. I was just talking about how I can't see these hoses when I'm rotating the bucket over. I think they're getting pretty tight, but maybe not. I'm gonna check them out. There's a bungee holding them together, so it's got more slack. It's just the bungee broke. Those hoses are a real conflict with what we're trying to do here. All right, well, we've got everything loaded up that was on the ground aside from these two, and of course what's left of the trunk. Caleb's been over here sharpening his saw while I picked up the rest of these. Check this out. This is a little stump vise. Cut a little flat spot for it to sit, and he's been over here sharpening this 661 with a file. Maddie's over there gassing and oiling, and they're getting ready to fall this trunk here, what's left. That's a nice log, man. So you're gonna rig it down just in case?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it over.
What's this gizwilly?
Sure.
Oh, I see how it works already. It's like a come along.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to ratchet?
Actually, if you hold it like this, it'll...
Oh,
Hold the rope.
it's a rope jack.
This doubles as an anchor and a backup.
A what?
A backup to secure.
Oh, I see. When it comes to rigging and tree work, he knows what he's doing. I just watch. This is another same kind of thing right here.
Yeah. If you input 200 pounds force, you know.
You get 5 times that?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I see. It's like
That's
a whole
where you get
set of
your-
pulleys in one.
Yeah. That's where you get your
Oh.
mechanical advantage.
Wow.
To where you're gonna be done pulling. You're gonna run out of rope and you're gonna.
Yeah.
Depends how far you want to move something, I guess. Somebody might have already seen the ones that have pulleys side by side.
Yeah, right.
It's just a little different take
It's
on it.
all in.
And then this is, I haven't found a good bag or box for this. So it's in a trash can.
Oh, that's what I'm used to. Come along right there.
Yeah, but this one actually runs a rope.
A rope instead of a cable.
Yeah, and so you can continuously pull. But I'll run those all off the quarter wrap so I can lock it off behind it. You know, if this lets go while you're cranking and goes zzz, and the tree goes backwards.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. People don't realize that this much stuff that goes along with cutting down a tree properly, not just a chainsaw and a Dodge Durango to pull on it, right?
Sure. And it's easier to bring this than it is to bring the tractor.
Right.
You know, we're just a small crew with the two of us, so I only have one puller.
Yeah.
A large tree service may have 4 or 5 guys that can pull and accomplish the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's better to pull trees over than it is to push trees over.
Oh, really?
Because it gets your, whatever your machine is, whether it's that thing or your Bobcat, it gets it out of
Gets it out of harm's way. Is this the rate my notch portion of the program?
Yeah, so one thing to say about that is we want it to be clean and both cuts to meet each other.
Yeah.
This would be called a bypass. We don't want that.
So just that your saw cut went too far beyond your lateral cut?
Yep, we want the whole thing to meet at the same apex.
What will it do if it's overcut too much? I mean, does it give it an opportunity to like hinge over a little too much?
It's all about the hinge breaking at the end when the tree falls. When the hinge flexes, it will break prematurely on one side with the bypass.
Gotcha. So this just helps it to go down square and straight to where you want it to be.
Nope.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
And so it's a good example of a professional not doing it right the first 2 times, but having enough sense to try it a 3rd time and get it right. Okay, so that's not a very example. But what we were looking to do is have this break evenly all the way across.
Sure.
So there was no bypass created, but when I was cutting, I went past the notch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see.
Really, that's one of the worst things you can do.
Saw seems stuck too. Was that stuck in a bypass or?
Yeah, see this? What had happened is that's where my saw was cutting when this broke. And so my chain actually got stuck in there as the tree was falling.
To me, that was a success, and you think it's a big failure, but to me, it went right where you wanted it to. I wouldn't have thought a thing of it, so I think it's a good learning tool.
And then a situation where this had to fall really precisely, you know, other obstacles were involved. What I would have done is I probably would have checked my location.
Yeah. It's definitely heavy. It wasn't lifting right there at the end.
Right, yeah, you're right there.
It was right at the edge of where it could lift. I got a pretty big load of wood. It'll be interesting to see that come out of there. Well, nice job, Caleb and Maddie. Thanks for helping me facilitate a couple months worth of firewood.
You're welcome.
So this is my cousin Lauren and her husband Craig.
Hi.
Hi!
Coming and loading it.
He's waving. What do you think of that big truck?
Yeah, he loves your truck.
You like that? How's Charlotte?
You like it, huh?
Do you like it? I like your glasses. Thanks a lot for the wood, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
This will keep us...
Yeah, thanks for taking it.
Well, it was an experiment to try out a grapple for the first time, and there's a lot I learned, especially like not having the truck sit 1 foot higher than where I'm loading, but that went off pretty good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna head home.
All right.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
You know, I think my cousin Tony is actually going to use 1 or 2 of those white oak logs. that'd be good. I'd love to see those get used up for something other than firewood. But it took about four hours today or so to go get that. It was close to home, but to go get it, figure it out. I got a little time in figuring out the grapple, but to me it was time well spent. I got to learn quite a bit on the grapple and loading the truck. This thing's got plenty of lift and plenty of power, but I don't like the geometry of that one. I think that's more of like a demolition grapple. I think for firewood, I would rather not have the angle be so steep at the bottom. I'd rather have it more straight up and down. But so it was a good learning exercise. Well, you know what? My welds held up. Neither side is cracked. I'm actually kind of surprised that nothing's broken yet. You know what that means. All right, well, you should always return something that you've borrowed in better condition than what you got it, and I think that's an improvement. So, look at this little guy. It's a little out of proportion on that guy. Yeah, let's check out this building. Holy cow. This is like on the dream bucket list here. Wow.
It's a Barbie party.
A Barbie party? Yeah. Right on time. Oh man, this is awesome. You got a full little work area over there.
Yeah.
Look at these doors. Man, I could just picture this out back where I park my dump truck and all my stuff. This would be nice. So this is local to Hicksville here.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, that's cool. Well, Mitchell, thank you very much for using your grapple.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it. And thanks for making me jealous about your barn.
I'm sure you'll have it.
One day. I got to haul a few more logs up first. I want to thank you so much for watching and clicking on it. I hope you liked it. If I'm lucky, I'll see you back here in the next one. Okay, time to call it a day.
Should we say dig, drive, DIY?
You can't.
Dig, drive, DIY.
That's new. All right, now we just got to get the thing home without any of it falling out.